Hello and welcome to the first trading day of the last trading week of this month. Definitely hope your portfolios have enjoyed this November, but definitely we're all looking forward now to December. Are we going to have a Santa rally? We'll definitely find out if that plays out. But let's get to the top stories that set your agenda now. We're seeing oil prices retreating. Today, 0.35% after a nice comeback last week for the oil market, $74.91 a barrel, down 0.35%. That's for Brent. Crude WTI, crude $70.97 a barrel, 0.38%. A bigger drop compared to Brent. Both contracts last week notched their biggest weekly gains since late September, to reach their highest settlement level since November 7th after Russia fired a hypersonic missile at Ukraine in a warning to the United States and the UK following strikes by Kyiv on Russia using US and British weapons. So we see the impact right there on the market. Let's get a check on what's playing out, what played out for last week for the FX market. Closing the week, NAFEX rate depreciated by about 3 kobo. Closing day at 1,693 naira to the dollar. That was for Friday. Unchanged, but to the negative side for the NAFEX and for NFM, 1,652 to close. We did see the week almost breached that 1.7 level for the week, 0.36% down. That's for the NFM window, and traders are expecting that this might continue this week, barring any big moves right there, and maybe some kind of intervention from the central bank. All right, to other matters now. We see the Central Bank of Nigeria scheduled its 298th Monetary Policy Committee meeting for today and Tuesday. That's 25th and 26th. Attention is focused on what decision they will make regarding interest rates. Financial analysts predict that the committee may increase interest rates as inflation has surged since their last meeting in September. At that time, the MPC raised the benchmark monetary policy rate by 0.5 percentage points. That's 50 basis points to 27.25%. The committee faces a tough decision influenced by multiple economic challenges. Inflation is rising globally, and Nigeria is not an exception. Meanwhile, key indicators of business activity are showing signs of weakness, and government spending is widening the fiscal deficit, compounding these issues. We see the money supply has been growing rapidly, with M3, a measure of the total money in circulation, increasing by 1.6% to 109 trillion naira in September. And the federal government's electricity subsidy spending has reached 1.91 trillion naira in the first 11 months of 2024, according to a report by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, that's NERC. The report also revealed that power distribution companies earned a total of 1.23 trillion naira in revenue during the first 9 months of 2024, surpassing the 1.08 trillion earned in 2023. The regulator's monthly supplementary order published on its website showed that electricity subsidies have continued to rise each quarter this year, despite the removal of subsidies for Band A customers. The total subsidy expenditure from January to November 2024 marks a 204% increase, about 1.28 trillion compared to the 628 billion spent in 2023. To other matters now, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria owes the Central Bank of Nigeria, that's about 3 trillion, which it must pay back before it closes down based on the AMCON Act amended Act of 2021. This is the crux of a stakeholders meeting between the executive of AMCON and the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, which was held in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria. Take a listen.
We're just about 24 months before the winding down of Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON. The Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions believes that it is time to start giving thought to transitioning beyond AMCON, navigating the path to sustainable financial stability. The retreat begins with stock taking.
To date, the corporation has made recoveries in the sum of 2 trillion. Of the total recovery, cash recovery represents 44%. Most of our recovery efforts And cases are stuck in the court within the different levels of court, the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court.
The host chairman, Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Senator Adetokunbo Abiru, says he appreciates the position of AMCON. However, he points to the reality that after 14 years of existence, the lifespan of the corporation has to end in 2026.
AMCON was established at a time of considerable turmoil in the wake of global financial crisis of 2008. To clean up the books of many ailing banks. So it can be said that as a result of AMCON's interventions, thousands of jobs were saved as a number of banks were rescued from the brink of collapse. However, even as we acknowledge AMCON's successes, we must also accept the reality that AMCON was not designed to be a permanent fixture in our financial landscape. And I'm sure the leadership of AMCON and staff of AMCON here present, you will agree.
Paying the interest recapitalization, which stands at about $3 trillion owed CBN in about 24 months, it seems like a huge task for AMCON.
Even if it appears that and they don't meet up by 2026, at least when we are coming up with a structure that will give us a definite time that they can actually achieve this. Of course, I mean, an extension can be made, but clearly we must just be sure that whatever extension we are giving is a practical and realistic extension.
Issues raised here, such as delay in the judicial will, have to be escalated to accelerate recoveries if AMCON must meet up with its responsibility before winding down.
All right, now to our first conversation. Last week, we had the pleasure of discussing the newly launched Senior Citizens Account by Stanbic IBTC Bank. But today, we're diving deeper into this exciting product and exploring some key details for our audience. For those who missed the previous conversation, we'll start with a recap of what the Senior Citizens Account is, what it's all about, and why Stanbic IBTC introduced it at this particular time. Joining us for this conversation, we have Mr. Emmanuel Aeva. He's a country head, personal client, Stanbic IBTC Bank. Joining me right here in the studio. It's great to have you. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Right.
Great to be back here.
It's great to, unpack this again. Last time we spoke, I did tell you I was far away from 50, but I found this package, quite interesting. But, talk to me now. I need a recap of what this account, what it means, what differentiates it from, other accounts, that we're used to at this time.
Okay. So in our quest to help our customers live a better life, we came up with this package for customers who are 50 and above, 50, 60, 70. It's a value proposition that is designed to, as you step into the fifth floor, like we say,
right,
you have something to smile about, something to embrace. It is loaded with freebies and zeros, zero account opening package, zero customer account management fees if you run a current account. It comes with a free debit card. It comes with a free checkbook. And then we have, well packaged and subsidized insurance, health, telemedicine, as well as asset fund and asset management.
Right.
That's a package, yes.
Yeah, and as at, I think, August, we saw that our population, about 230 million, but less than that, somewhere around that. And over 70%, about 70% are going to be youths.
Yeah.
At this point.
Absolutely.
So what are you seeing for demand, for this account type?
Well, it is because of the strategic importance of that age group, okay? We see a large youth population, but we still see a lot of wealth, a lot of people in employment at that age. When you're 50, for most organizations, you still have up to 10, sometimes 15 years, okay, of creative work, creating value. Okay, so, and then at that time, people are now thinking legacy, they are thinking cost management. So it's all just in a bid to help people of that age group plan for the future, plan for the legacy. That's why we came up with the proposition.
And I'm talking about legacy. I guess,
Yes.
you know, with the kind of times we're in right now,
Yes.
you need some kind of insurance
Yes.
at this point. And there's also an insurance package, you know, within this account. Talk to us about the benefits of this, you know, insurance package and how it really works here.
Yes. So as you're getting older, you really need to pay attention to legacy, just like we discussed, which is why we specifically, in addition to general insurance, put a health insurance inside this, okay? You're going to get discounts on wheels up to 33%. You're also going to get more than 33% on whichever insurance, health insurance or wellness package that you sign into. And that is very comprehensive. It includes inpatient care, outpatient care, specialist consultation, whatever insurance service you require at this age, you definitely get it with a discount. And then we also put in the telemedicine, which means that 24/7, you have a doctor on call. You can actually place a call at any time, you know, and get some consultancy, you know, before you can go and get the drugs that you require. So that's the reason for that package.
Right. And
it's crucial at this age.
yeah, because definitely
Yes.
you need to focus a lot on your health when you start crossing,
Yes.
you know, most of those floors.
Yes.
But, you know, is it going to work like a regular HMO, or how does that work?
So
for the health insurance?
Yes, Stanbic IBTC Group has an insurance subsidiary. Okay. So once you sign on to the senior citizens package, they pick it up from there. Okay. They will reach out. They have a large team of experts that they work with. So they are the ones that will reach out and take you through the process of structuring a bespoke solution for you. What will work for you? What do you want? Maybe you have an HMO already. Okay, you can continue to use your HMO, but these are the additional benefits that you can get. And then what you find is that when people are in employment, they have an HMO that the organization is paying for. As people retire, a lot of them find themselves in the cold. So you can quickly latch onto this as a service that the bank, you know, offers you. So you continue to get the same quality of health insurance you were getting even when your organization was paying for you in this package. Yes.
And looking at the package, it seems to have a number of perks
Yes.
at this point. You know,
Yes.
different perks like the insurance one
Yes.
you mentioned. So do you subscribe individually for these perks, or it just comes collective once you get the account?
Yeah, all the perks are available collective once you get the account. But what we don't do is that we don't automatically sign on any customer. You really still have a choice to choose what we want. Okay, you have a free debit card, free checkbook. It's really now up to you whether you want a debit card or whether you want a checkbook. But if you desire that you want it, you get it for free. But we don't automatically issue, we don't automatically shove it down our customers' throat. It's a bouquet of offers. You can pick whichever ones you want. And any one you pick, whatever is a promise, if it's free or zero, that is what you get for that which you have chosen.
Right, and I hear some customers now, you know, that run savings accounts.
Yes.
You know, we've seen the central bank, you know, trying to tame inflation.
Yes.
And rates are going up.
Yes.
And at the same time, we're seeing savings account rates
Yes.
hit about 8%,
Yes.
depending on where you're banking. So I'm wondering, this account, is it going to function like, you know, most of these savings accounts we're seeing?
Yeah, so
With that kind of interest rate?
yes, the senior citizens value proposition has both a savings and a current account proposition, right? If you want a savings account, of course, you get a savings account. You enjoy up to 8%, just like you said. If you want a current account, you also pick up a current account. The good thing about a current account, which normally comes with account maintenance fee, is that for the senior citizens, we are waiving that. It's zero account maintenance fee. So if you pick a current account maintenance fee is zero. If you pick a savings account, you enjoy up to the 8% interest rate available to savings account holders.
Right, and what kind of customer care are we seeing for this package? Is it the regular customer care, you know, we have with other accounts?
No, we have, so firstly, I mean, a lot of our transactions are on digital platforms. More than 90% of transactions at Stanbic IBTC Bank is on digital platforms, so we continue to enhance those platforms. For example, we are the only bank with a super app in the industry, where on your app you have bank, insurance, pension, everything in one page. So we expect a lot of our customers to take advantage of that. But if you do show up in the branch, definitely we also have special attention, special care for you as a senior citizen when you show up, to see that, we prioritize you in how you get served.
Right, and with digital platforms, there's also that risk of, fraud.
Yes.
We have most of those guys there always trying to, get people's, trying to get people's WhatsApp accounts, and we also have, this segment. They're quite vulnerable.
Yeah.
When it comes to, security, most of the time they're targeted,
yes.
and most of these fraudsters are able to, get their critical details,
yes.
to access their account. So talk to me about security here when it comes to
Stanbic IBTC pays a premium on security. We don't joke with it. Like I said, because we drive our business digitally, we try to get ahead in how we defend our customers. They commonly say that if you learn to shoot without missing, then now learn to fly without perching, right? So there's very, very advanced security features that we build into our platform, into our services, okay? And as part of our financial awareness, which I mentioned a little of last time I was here, we do a lot to educate our customers on cues to note when somebody is trying to defraud you, trying to get personal information out of you that they can use to commit fraud. So we are aggressively doing that as well. And for this group, we will accelerate financial literacy, to see that they're fully aware of how they can protect themselves.
Right, and definitely we did see most of these banking apps, they had a couple of hitches, with moving from, the core, banking platform to another, and a lot of people couldn't make, some transactions, and it was quite hard, but we're seeing improvement,
yes.
With that. But, for this kind of senior citizens, at some point, they have a lot of needs.
Yes.
So how do you hedge them against all those kinds of things? Upgrades.
We saw a lot of those happen. I mean, truly, any bank going through an upgrade is a major project. Okay. But I think one of the things we do differently is that we pilot extensively with customers. Okay. So by the time we are going live, for example, our mobile banking 3.0 will be going live, sometime, first Q1 2025. We're already piloting, and we're getting a lot of customers involved. We'll get a lot of these senior citizens involved, so we begin to know what they find difficult, what they'll struggle with, and see that we'll sort out a lot in pilot before we go live. It tends to reduce the impact of an upgrade or a change of system on customers. Yeah.
Right, and I'm sure you have customers right now that are operating normal accounts.
Yes.
And they're over 50.
Yes.
What do they do?
So if you
automatically just come.
No, automatically the offering is available. Like I said, we don't sign on anyone automatically.
Right.
It's offer, you have to choose what you want. But if you bank with us already and you are more than 50, automatically you can gain access to all of this. You don't need to open a new account. We're not going to create a different thing for you. Automatically you qualify for a free checkbook, qualify for a free debit card. If you bank with us today and you are over 50, you automatically qualify for what you desire.
Right, and definitely you did mention what you're expecting, for demand, but what are you seeing so far for this account type?
So far we've seen, in fact the rave is awesome. Since the last time we were here, we've seen a lot of our customers coming. We've seen a lot of other external customers also making inquiries. We've seen within this very short period that this is something many people were truly waiting for, okay, as a real value, and many people are already taking advantage of it.
Right, and talking about taking advantage of it, these are quite incredible times. With inflation, we have high interest rate environment, all of this, eating into disposable income of people, currently, at this time.
Yes.
And there's that, you always dream of passing on something, to your loved ones. So talk to me about how this account, helps to, put some kind of hedge.
Yes.
Against rising inflation, currency devaluation, and all this macroeconomic headwinds. Talk to me about that.
Yes. So, like you will see, the package is already designed to be near free, almost free, right? So you're already managing your cost of banking, okay, as much as possible. You're getting a lot of things for free. We're getting a lot of charges waived. Okay, so you already have a strong foundation that you can build on in how you manage, your finances. What I'm here, like I mentioned, is a proper fund management. So there's financial awareness, there's fund management, okay, where we help you to decide what to save, what to put to mutual funds, how to invest in bonds, and so on and so forth. And then you now have something that you can use for, for philanthropy and for legacy. It's all wrapped in there as soon as you sign up for the package.
Right, and before we continue, talk to me about how some people that are interested right now, how they can reach Stanbic IBTC Bank.
Yes, you can reach us via email. If you send an email to customercarenigeria@stanbicibtc.com, there's a 24/7 team that will pick that up and reach out to you. You can also call us. There is 0700-909-9099. You call that number. It's also 247. And there's a team that will pick it up and talk to you.
Right. How responsive is your social media? I see a lot of customers these days. They run to social media to go call out some financial institutions. How responsive are you on most of these platforms?
It's very responsive. It's very responsive. Like I said, it's a 24/7 team, that does this. And then we have all kinds of softwares and platforms that support. So it's not just human alone because of the traffic. There are also applications that help us to manage it better, prioritize, and so on. But everybody gets listened to, and we respond to practically all of the messages that come in.
And I know you deal with a lot of high net worth individuals that are around this age, brackets at this time. But talk to me about the kind of risk that this age bracket can take when it comes to investment. You did mention some advice that you give them when it comes to picking assets, because at the end of the day you want something that's going to protect you from most of these macroeconomic headwinds.
Yes. So Stanbic IBTC, I said, is number one in the industry, and one of the things that make us number one is the variety of funds that you can invest in, okay, depending on your risk appetite. Okay, we have the responsibility to protect the entire portfolio, but you can actually take a little more risk to gain more. Okay, we would also advise. If you're also sensitive to where the investment goes into, we have halal funds, okay, that our customers who are conscious of that can also take advantage of. So really, there's a broad spectrum, of different packages that you can choose depending on your risk profile. But for us, it's to ensure that the overall package is safe. But again, you can play at different cadre and also get different returns depending on your risk appetite.
Right, and we hope most of these people actually gain more, going forward, because it's a really tough time, for most Nigerians. But thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Ayeba, as a country head, personal client, Stanbic IBTC Bank. It was great having you.
Thank you very much. Great to be here again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break now. When we come back, we get a check on what's playing out in most of the markets, and especially what played out in the market last week and what to expect for this week. That's at the moment. Just stay with us. Welcome back. Well, Dangote Cement PLC has announced its intention to issue Series I bonds as part of its 300 billion Naira multi-instrument issuance program, according to a recent company statement. The company has received approval from its board of directors to raise medium to long-term debt from the domestic capital markets. The funds from the bond issuance will be used to refinance existing debt and support working capital needs. The bonds are expected to be issued soon, contingent on favorable market conditions. For the 9 months ending September 30th, 2024, Dangote Cement reported revenue of about 2.5 trillion naira, driven primarily by stronger sales in the local market. And the African Nature Investors Foundation is committing to partner with the federal government to develop the nation's national parks. The executive director of the foundation, Mr. Tunde Moronkeyo, made the pledge at the commissioning of the National Rangers Outpost at the Gashka Gumti National Park in Tongo local government area of Adamawa State. Mr. Moronkeyo also called on the federal government to wade into the activities of illegal miners around the northern part of the park. Take a listen.
The Gashaka Gumti National Park is Nigeria's largest national park, located on the eastern provinces of Taraba and Adamawa on the border with Cameroon in Tongu local government area of Adamawa State. The host community rolls out the drums to receive the delegation from the African Nature Investors Foundation here to commission the National Rangers Outpost.
Sector.
The executive director of the foundation, Mr. Tunde Morakinyo, sets the tone for the commissioning and raises alarm over illegal mining activities in the park.
So far, we have provided 300 full-time jobs. When you look at all the rangers working here, the support staff working here, the drivers, the cooks, etc., more than 300 jobs. We have provided another 3,000 indirect jobs.
The federal government applauds the initiative and also talks about the concerns about illegal mining and cattle grazing in the area.
The collaboration between the National Park Service and African Nature Investors in managing these two national parks is apt and will go a long way in mitigating these challenges and protecting our wildlife, biodiversity, and ecosystem.
We've been working hand to hand with the National Park and the ANI in terms of security, in terms of the development of the communities around the National Park.
It is expected that the outpost will help to tackle insecurity and create job opportunities for the youth within the communities.
ANI is so special, and there are social amenities that the community in Gumti sector is supposed to benefit, and this is one of it.
The commissioning is then done, after which the dignitaries take a tour of the 6,700 square kilometer area with rolling hills, savanna, mountain, forest. It also holds a wide diversity and is one of West Africa's most important primate habitats.
I'll definitely love to visit that spot at some point so I can see all of that animals. But let's look out for expectations, data expectations for this week. Third quarter GDP report, we're expecting that for the second quarter, we saw Nigeria's GDP grew by 3.19% year on year. So all eyes on how the economy performed for the third quarter of 2024. Then we also expect capital importation data for the third quarter of 2024. Definitely all of this could shape investor sentiment. We're expecting all of that data this week from the National Bureau of Statistics. So there you have it. Company income tax report also for the third quarter of 2024. So all of this data, investors will be looking out for it to see how it drives investor sentiment. But for last week, the all-share index, that was about 0.1% to 97,000 points last week, driven by strong performance from WAPCO, that's about 28.6%, Dangote Sugar, which added 16.7%, despite losses with FBNH, that was like down 8% for the week, and Access Core, that's financial services, but we'll see there's 0.1% gain for the week. Equity cap still sitting at 59 trillion last week. Trading is definitely open today. We'll see how it plays out, what the intraday trading is like at 1 p.m. on Business Incorporated. See volume there, 31.4% up for the week. Value was down 8.2%. We had about 48,000 deals last week. So investors were really very busy. Banking, 2.57% down for the week. It was a lone loser for the week last week for the sectors we track. Consumer goods, 1.93%, a big jump there. But on the flip side, normally we know insurance follows the banking counter, but the insurance counter was up about 4.54%, almost 5%. Oil and gas added 0.18%. Let's look at the top trades now. We see Japan Gold, FBNH, and Access Holdings top the trades for last week. So what's going to play out this week, we'll definitely find out as investors try to buy low to sell high, because at the end of the day, you want to try and make some profit. We'll definitely see the activities of investors as they look out for the MPC rate decision. We're going to get that tomorrow. The meeting starts today, and definitely we'll be covering that and with analysis. That's at 1 p.m. Tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Ladi Williams. That's it from me on Business Morning. I hand things over to the Sunrise Daily team.